Roasted vegetables. I mean, I could eat roasted vegetables every single day in any kind of weather, and the beautiful thing about them is you use the winter vegetables in the cool months and you use lighter vegetables in your spring and summer months. Now, right now we're sort of leaving winter and going into summer. Of course, we're in sunny California where it's often warm. But I love parsnips, and I notice that parsnips are in the marketplace pretty much all year round. And a parsnip, I always say to people, it looks like a carrot, only it's a pale, buttery color. And you pretty much treat it the same way you would a carrot in lots of different dishes. So notice that the parsnip, you know, it's pretty dense in there. So I'm going to think about cutting that a little bit differently than I am my purple potatoes. Yellow squash is just coming on the marketplace here in the late spring along with zucchini. I'd like to promote my brother-in-law's farm, Del Cabo. I did pay for these at my local store. When I like my roasted vegetables in big chunky pieces, lots of people tend to cut them into very small dices. I'm not fond of that at all. I like dices, but you know, in a different kind of dish. So let's make these big cuts. For this, I'm going to go right down the middle. I would do the same with the zucchini. And these, remember, are the same texture and the same thickness. But here, I'm going to cut it a little bit smaller because this is so dense. And that's going to take longer to cook. Notice how, you know, it's tougher to get my knife to go through it. Potatoes, I leave the peel on. Look at that beautiful color. That's what we're going for. I leave the peel on. I'll go cut here, here. Now these obviously are going to be more of a round. No, let's take that back. We could go long, but I'm not crazy about that. But never mind, I'm going for it. See, it's really endless what you can do with your vegetables. There is no real right way. It's really what works for people. Just in a dish like this, you want to keep things uniform. Good quality olive oil. You could certainly use a more neutral cooking oil if you'd like. I just wing it. It's probably 2 tablespoons, I'm guessing. A little bit of sea salt. My pepper grinder is on the blank here, so I'm using pepper out of a plastic bag. Now, one thing, kids don't like a lot of pepper, so I'm going to go easy on this. Fresh herbs, I just happen to have some fresh dill. This is so easy, you don't really have to do too much cutting here. You can just mince it right over, tear it with your fingers. Oh, that smells incredible. You could use dried dill. You know, certainly roasting the way you're about to roast this dish, if it was dried, you know, it's fine. And then you got to use your hands. You've got to be able to use your hands when you cook. Now, how beautiful and easy is that? Now, because I've cut these pretty much the same size with maybe just a little cheating, cutting the parsnips a little bit smaller, thinner, this should cook pretty evenly. In an oven, I've been preheating my oven to 375. I've taken my cookie sheets or any sort of flat pan that you have. You know, certainly, you know, you can have it with a rim around it, no problem. Parchment paper, I prefer the parchment paper that's brown that you would get because this is unbleached, totally chlorine free, and that's really important. Now, I've seen people very meticulously take their vegetables and, you know, lay them down all together in nice little piles. I don't cook that way. I just get them all on the tray. I like to use, you know, I could probably get all of this on one big tray, but I have the 2 ready, so let's just do it. They're going to sweat a little when they cook, so it's going to get, you know, a little juicy. And sometimes if they're laying on top of each other, they, you know, might not, one of them might not have a chance to cook as well. And I'm ready to go. I can smell these vegetables. I'm pretty sure they're done. Oh yeah. Yeah. I can smell and I can see. So here we go. Beautiful. I like to use my stove as a top to cool things down, especially in a small kitchen. You got to make everything work. Here we go. Yes. So these vegetables took about, oh, I don't know, 25 minutes, maybe 30 minutes at the most in an oven on about 375. You definitely want to have your oven up a little bit because you're roasting. And as you can see, some of them turned a little brown. They get a little juicy because, of course, they're sweating. The water is coming out of the vegetable. Look at the beautiful color, the green to the yellow to the purple to the buttery color of the parsnips. This is going to be a great dish.